Hi, okay, so in this video, what we're going to cover is your Amazon product listing images. And this is super important because when someone's searching on Amazon, the first thing they see after they type in the keyword is your main image, your title, your price, and your review score. So it's one of the main things that people decide, should I look at this product or not even look at the listing? If they don't look at your listing, then there's no chance they're going to buy it. So with our title, with our main image, we've really got to try to catch their attention. So we absolutely want the most high quality image of our product here, looking fantastic, great angle, good lighting. We have to follow the Amazon rules on this to catch their attention, to bring them into our page. And what we want to do is also cover off how the product's going to be used. Make sure we use the images to explain the main features, the size of specification, and packaging of the product if necessary. Okay, so we're going to run into this. So if I search silicone rings, you can see here the different images of the products coming up. And if it was you, which one would you pick, right? So yoga mats. This is really what people are using to determine which product they should click on to look for more information. And you can see Amazon says that having singular versus plural doesn't make a difference, but this is definitely giving me a different result for yoga mat than yoga mats. You can see it's quite different. So just be careful of that when you're doing your keywords. Okay, so I'm judging based on this main image, right? Look how much space it's taking on the page. The title is not so important. I'm looking at, if I'm searching for this, which image looks like the thing that I want the most. And you can see here, this product's breaking Amazon rules, having this. So sooner or later, they're going to get shut down and lose sales because they're breaking Amazon's rules by having this in place. Here, this product's received a bestseller. It's like a highlight for this product. Amazon Choice is like a highlight for this product. So that's why quality is so important. So over time, you can become the bestseller or Amazon's Choice, and then your product's going to stand out for those reasons too. But you can see there's very different product images here. And what I would refer to is the top 5 to 10 products. How have they done their image? And it seems that all the top products are showing the rolled up mat with the handle. Okay, so we're going to start with this kind of style for our main image, but later we're going to test different main images to see what works best as well. You don't know if your first image is your best image, right? So what we want to do is once the product gets up and running and selling and you're advertising for it, just test for a week one type of image, test for a week another type of image, and record the results and see what makes more sales. And you can use software to do this. There's software out there. It's called A/B testing. Version A for a week, version B for a week, and you see which one is the one that brings you most sales. And over time, you can improve your listing. But at the beginning, you want to try to make your images as good as possible. So let's just take a look at a couple of these. I want to see what they're using for their images. How they're highlighting their product. Okay, so they show unrolled a little. They haven't even used the full 7 images, but they do have a video of the product in action, which is great. But they haven't really shown anything about the product. These images are not great at all. This is much better. I don't know why they're not using these type of images up here as well to highlight the features of the product, because it would help it sell much more by having these kind of images about the thickness, the anti-water, the anti-sweat. That should really be up here as part of the features. Okay, next one, very similar. There we go, they're highlighting a feature finally. But this doesn't show anything. It doesn't even show the size, so it's kind of a useless image. They haven't really thought through the images at all for this market. Showing the yoga mat at different angles. Again, there's no size, nothing to tell me about the thickness. Yes, it's showing the product, but it could be a lot better as well. Doesn't even show the size again. Yes, I can see it, but how long is that? If they had someone on there, I can kind of compare to the person to get a feel for how big it is, etc. as well. There's just nothing there and nothing really highlighting the features. Yes, this is a great shot of the thickness of the material. This is a good main image as well. It's zoomable. That's very important, and we'll go into that in a minute. But you can see it's not exciting. I might try another category. Here we go. This is better. Okay, so we've got the main image. It's showing the two sides for the color, which is great because I may choose to use a different color. They've got a design pattern, but that's just for this particular look and feel. You can change it and do something else. Great. It's showing the features, a bit of zoom in, someone actually touching it, using it. This is good as well, showing the thickness and resilience. Antibacterial, PVC material, eco-friendly, great. Tear resistant, non-slip surface. So finally they're going into the features. See, I really like this kind of an image because it's showing me, you know, the quality of the product instead of just trying to judge it from this. Compare this to something like this, right? So the main image, there's rules. It has to be on this kind of a white background. We're going to run over the rules in a second. It has to be on the white background, and you want to use the maximum space possible. So you see they've got a lot of white space here in the bottom, this part of the image. If they got rid of this and cut it so that the product literally fills the square space, then it's going to look much bigger when I search here. See, some of these, this looks smaller, this looks bigger. That's because they've cut out the white space around the image to make the product stand out. This looks smaller than this image, doesn't it? Because they've got white space up along here on the image. They haven't edited the image so the product fully fills the space. So this one pops out compared to this. That's really important for the main image, because as you're scrolling down, you know, the one that looks bigger, higher quality, most stands out is probably the one you're most likely to click on. So, you know, subconsciously, it just looks better. So this image is really important. Let's try another category altogether. Let's try a silicone spoon. I haven't had a look at this. I just want to see for comparison. Okay, you see how this image really pops out? That's fantastic. Great color, fills the space. And we're just going to go down. You can see how some of these have white space around. Others look bigger. This one's brilliant idea. Use that diagonal to occupy the maximum space possible. This one looks, it's kind of the same product, but this one looks a lot better and cleaner. This one's hard to see because they haven't really used the white space well at all. Let's try one more. Let's try a soccer ball. Just want to highlight that difference. Okay, so they're all using the maximum space, which is good. It's a round ball, it's kind of easy to do. And let's try office chair, one more. See this, after searching the keyword, this main image is what's going to tell me, should I even bother looking at this product or not? So we want it to look as good as possible here. These are all good main images, nice background, they've used the space well. Good lighting, the product looks good quality. Honestly, these all look very similar to me. I wouldn't know what to buy. This is obviously a high competition market. This is not allowed for a main image, but they've managed to get away with it. But you can see that's actually making it harder to see the product. This stuff in the background. This is much clearer what it is. Oh, I like this style chair, I want that. But this, I can barely see the chair because of all the junk behind it. Okay, great image. The lighting's good, higher quality image, higher resolution. It all helps and all makes a difference. So you absolutely want the best quality photos you can get. So Amazon's rules, and these change from time to time. So I recommend when you're creating a listing that you just review it. But Amazon is asking for images should be 1,000 pixels larger in either height or width, and ideally you want to make it fit in a square, and the maximum pixels possible here is 10,000. Just because the higher quality image you use, the better the product's going to look, and the more likely is people going to click on it and go through and buy your product. I would just scan these yourself just to make sure, but you're not allowed things like text, etc. in the main image. And Amazon do give examples of the main image, so you can't have the background. It can just be plain. You can't have white stuff, even though it's white. It just needs to be plain. So you can't have text in there. You can't have these color variations. The image needs to be plain. And the use of models, etc. There's a lot of strict rules around that. So if you're thinking of using that, just be careful. And here, You see the image is taking up the full white space. Here it's tiny. Amazon wants the image to take up at least 85% of the area. So you need to be careful that you're doing that, and it's better for you to do that. Products look better when it's zoomed in on. Nicely folded. You see this is packaged terribly. It's not attractive at all. Blurry. Someone using the product. Plain product versus on someone's foot. Can't really see what the item is. It's too zoomed in. You don't have the full view of the item here. You're missing the handle. So Amazon clearly shows you how it should look. There's some other additional rules, but it's not hard to meet the requirements. It's just, skim down it and make sure you're aware of all the rules. But that's the main thing, is main image, just a plain product on the white space, and you want as high quality image as possible because you want images that you can zoom in on. If it's too small, you can't do this. And most people do like to click on it and see the larger image of the product. It doesn't hurt at all to have a very clear image of the product that people can then zoom in on and have a look. Okay, so what should you do for the other images? They kind of highlighted it here. They're showing the features of the product. This one, they have a video of the product in use, and really that's what you want to include. If your product has like 2 or 3 main benefits that most people look for, then you want to include those 2 or 3 main benefits in your images. You want to show a couple of product shots of the product in action, in lifestyle, and then also I always like to add a specification, the size, the details of what's included as a final image, because sometimes I don't want to read all of this to know what exactly am I getting, what size is it, etc. I want to see it in the images, so I can just scroll down and get that. So I put together an example for you. This is a silicone ring image. It takes up the full white space. It looks good, but what I also tested for this image was adding in a free gift to the product, and the free gift was this red massage ball. Why? When you're scrolling down here, if I go to silicone ring, you're going to see that red ball in the background, and it's just going to pop on the page. Why is that there? Why is that there versus all the other rings? It's completely different. So I decided to try to bundle a free gift with the product. This was like 30 cents for the massage ball. And this red on the white background really highlights. I mean, look at it here. It just stands out massively. What is that? Why is there a big ball with it? Right? And the product, the gift that came with the product that was bundled together, this product's for someone who's very active. It's someone who wants to use the ring for workouts, for a physical job. So that kind of person is going to appreciate a massage ball as a free gift. And it was very, very cheap for me to include it. It didn't add too much weight for shipping, etc. I decided to bundle that together, and that helped the initial sales. And the red helps it stand out on the page versus all the black and plain rings as well. The other thing I did was included some light shots of the product in action, designed for active hands. You can see it's being used by a carpenter in this case. Someone working out is wearing the ring too. You've got someone climbing, being very active, and they've got the ring on as well. Life proof. Very simple but high quality images. And what I used here was stock images. I think it's iStockPhoto is my main site that I go to. Yes, there's a charge for those images, but it's worth spending the $200 to $500 it takes to buy stock images, to find a good photographer, to get great product images, because it's what sells your product. On the main image is vitally important. Your main image has to be super high quality. If you don't have a professional camera and lighting setup, pay what it takes to get someone to do it. And usually there's a lot of services out there for Amazon sellers. You can find photography services by Googling it, and it's between $100 to $300 usually for a set of images for your product. It is worth paying that. It makes all the difference to selling your product, because the sellers who don't invest in that fall behind. Okay, I also included, tried a couple of other images. The ring, you can see the ring there. Again, trying to appeal to the buyer's market. And this is just a stock image. The designer then added on the ring here, and this image cost around $30 to do. So it looks like a movie cover. It looks amazing, but actually it was relatively cheap to put together this image. Loved by fingers worldwide, 5-star. I think it's a really fun image. It's different. It stands out on the page as well. Warning, buying this ring may cause extreme jealousy. Be prepared. Add to cart and buy now. Again, wearing the ring, a very eye-catching image. And I tested these different images as well. Another one, boys buy another ring. This ring is for real men only. the silicone ring shown in action here as well. So we've got also a size chart, internal diameter, so people are aware of the exact size of the ring size, and then the measurement sizes here. Whatever your product is, I recommend showing the specification for it. And this also comes with a gift box, and the gift box is a very simple clear plastic box. It's worth showing your packaging too. And another thing you can do is, for your main image, is you can show the packaging in the photo, and on your packaging you could have something that stands out. Like there can be a red dot in this corner of this plastic for no other reason than to just stand out when it's on the Amazon page. So you add a red dot to the packaging, or some sort of text, the brand name here, that stands out. So when they're scrolling through that product in the packaging, the text on it is going to help the whole thing stand out as well. So they show this gift, but this packaging is actually hiding the ring itself. It's making it look worse because no one's interested in a simple little package like that. They've detracted from the main product here, and that's working negatively. So you just need to think carefully about what you show in the main image, and it is worth preparing extra images and then testing and choosing which one to go with. So it's a 5-pack that we were selling, so we did show different combinations of the product, and we tested these different images to see what sells the best, what catches the most attention. And you can see that because Amazon shows you how many people click on your product, how many impressions you get, and then how many people actually go ahead and buy. So just try to do the best images you can, make extra, and test until you get the exact image that you want for this particular product. And again, refer to your competition, see what they're doing, and you'll be able to create absolutely amazing images. So the next question you're going to have is, where can I get it done? If you search Google for Amazon seller product images, loads of people come up, photographers. You want to kind of find someone that you can is in your country, ideally someone that's relatively easy to communicate with, that has a package for doing the whole thing. You want to review their images and see if you think they're high quality as well. There's services. Jungle Scout has a market for services for Amazon sellers. There's Upwork for photographers. I personally use someone off Upwork, and I would send them the products, and they would then edit them. They did the photos. They also did these images where they take a stock photo, and they would then edit a stock photo to include my product as well. And depending on where you get this photo, there's different rules as to how you can use them. I made sure I could use these stock photos and add in my product, no problem. It's iStock photo. So I definitely recommend investing in your photos, making them as good as possible, making sure your main image is super clear. Try a couple of different angles, lighting, etc. Product by itself, product with the packaging, different layouts, and then, you know, from 10-20 main images, choose the one you think makes the product look the best overall and pops out versus your competition. If everyone has a black product and you have your packaging which has some red on it, it's going to stand out on this page. Here everyone's very colorful, it's difficult to stand out, hence that's why we included a free gift with the product to help stand out on this page as well. Why? Because it just looks so different. People are going to be like, hey, what's that? What's included? Right? And the title highlighted that there was a free gift with that too. So that's it, really.